Okay, I think we're ready to go. Hey, there's Mark.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. You?
Here comes Dominic.
I'm on a phone as well.
I don't want to.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
How is everybody? I've got no chat. I can't get the chat up because I'm sitting in a car.
No.
So hello to everybody in the chat.
Well, you
Whoever.
got Brenda, you got Mark,
Hey,
and
Mark.
myself. That's all that's there.
Oh, that's all right.
It's all right. It's only 5:01 p.m. here.
Yeah, well, remembering it's now 8 o'clock here, not 7.
Oh, that's right. You changed your time.
Oh well, we did, but the Queensland hasn't. So Queensland will be an hour behind us,
Okay.
which is going to be fun if I need to go to Queensland.
And how far away is Queensland?
It's only 1,500 miles away.
No, well, no problems then. Yeah.
Hey, Brenda. So how's things going down in Florida? Are you getting ready for that hurricane? Is it still headed your way? I haven't been watching it. Usually David is one that keeps an eye on it. David and Justin
Yep.
kind of track it.
Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday was what they were discussing. And another one.
Yeah. Seems to be building up strength, and it's going to go up the west side of Florida. So it's going to hit Dusty and Brenda and
Yep.
Bill and Justin and Bill's stepdad, and then probably Rod as well.
Gonna go right. It should go right through that area. Just we pray it doesn't. And
There he is
here,
right now, as of right now.
Yep.
Hi, Joe.
It was up.
And here's another one over here.
oh, not another one. God.
No, that's the one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's the main one.
That's the one. The rest of they're getting is just rain.
Rest
I
of
don't
it.
know. That looks like a pretty bad line of thunderstorms.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
See right there?
The,
It's
one-
like
the
it's
one
pouring.
down in the Bay of Campeche.
Yeah. So whatever's over Florida at the moment, it's just the entree.
Yeah, the one by Florida is just regular thunderstorms. It's actually advanced, like it's like It's like feeder bands coming off of it.
Yeah. And then we've got the main course in the Gulf.
Yeah, that's the appetizer right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm getting my Greek on.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's the meat that they shave off the rotisserie thing.
Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Good word, Donna. Yeah. We
that
we
cost
do.
me $17, and I got probably enough food there for 2 days.
Yeah, that's about right. When you get the big Donna pack, yeah, it'd be about the same price, and you could easily feed a family of 4 or eat for 4 days. I've done that.
Yeah,
Shoot, not my family.
it's supposed to be spiced minced lamb.
Mm. Yeah, delicious anyway. What have
Mhm.
you got?
Yeah, you should make a kebab with it, Joe.
Now I'm gonna got me a little piece of pita bread. I'm gonna stuff up and make a sandwich like.
Yep,
Well, that's what a kebab is.
yep.
Well, it depends on what you call it here.
Yeah.
Either pita bread or even better if you use a naan bread, which
Yeah,
is just like a big flat.
yeah,
It's an Indian bread. It's not. It's
Yeah.
thicker than a tortilla.
yeah. Now, there's the other bread that looks like that has a very similar consistency to focaccia. It's
Mhm.
sort of Lebanese focaccia. Similar texture. It just cut differently.
Mm-hmm.
Corn a bit.
Basically, it's the doner meat cut into strips.
Yep.
Salad and mint yogurt sauce and chili sauce.
Yeah, same thing. Yogurt, tzatziki, same thing.
Yeah.
And then what they do is they're actually sort of a round, and you cut them in half and you fit the meat in between it.
Well, you just do it like a calzone. You put it in and you fold it over.
It just depends on where you are. Some places do it differently.
Mm.
I've been to different places in Melbourne, and they're all different.
If you do a pita bread, you would just cut along one edge,
Yeah,
and then when you warmed it up, it will separate inside
and it seals it.
and give you a pocket.
Joe, you're muted, you know that, because you're eating, okay.
Yeah,
Hey, Jody.
Jody. Yeah, as I said, depends where you go, because we also have different styles of kebab as well. Just depends on what sort you want, what sort of toppings, what sort of bread, and we also have what's called the HSP halal snack pack, where we get the same sort of thing, but it's like Lebanese loaded fries. Basically, we put chips under it, meat, sauce, and chili sauce on the top, and then put a little bit of salad on the side.
Yeah. Our loaded is usually with minced meat, cheese sauce, and sliced jalapeno.
Yeah, as I said, depends what you want.
Mm.
It's usually the doner lamb, and they slice it. They have this really like an angle grinder slicer.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing. It's got basically got 3 walls of furnaces, and then a big cylinder of meat, and it rotates
vertically. Yeah. Yeah.
Try to explain that to everybody else. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
would be about a meter. It'd be about the cylinder of meat, about a meter high, about 30 centimeters thick.
Yeah.
Three sort of heat furnaces, they're like a, you know,
Yeah,
like
like
a
a
heat.
gas fire.
Yeah, gas powered, like one of those gas powered wall heaters. Three of those on different angles, and then it rotates and cooks the meat on the outside. So by the time you've actually got the meat cooked, they shave it that little bit, and the next part gets cooked. So very fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
And then it depends on what toppings you want. Because they have, you'll have chili sauce.
But usually cabbage, lettuce, onions, tomatoes, cucumbers,
Yep.
and then definitely you've got to have a chili sauce, but quite
Definitely.
often you can have a mint yogurt sauce just to kind of take the edge off it.
Oh, definitely. That's what you do is you get the sort of the tzatziki and the European style chili rather than
Yeah.
the South American.
Mm.
And then they also have some of them have the African harissa. Some of them base their chilies on harissa, the African chili, than anything South American.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very, yeah,
But I mean, a normal kebab would be done in a pita bread,
yeah,
but then
yeah.
the Indian takeaways do larger versions of it in a naan bread, which
Yeah.
is like a foot, maybe a foot diameter, something like that.
We've got the what's called
Oh, and you can also have Sikh kebabs, which are mini versions of that big cylinder where you just put mincemeat round a skewer, then put it onto a grill.
yeah, and then
And
you've got meat.
then
You've
there's
got
shish kebabs, which are just cubes of meat,
yep,
and chicken tikka or lamb.
yeah,
Yeah.
But with the shish, it's sort of a cube of meat, a bit of onion, a bit of capsicum, bell peppers,
Yeah.
and then it's sort of like three different ones in an angle, and then they just sort of like rotate them.
Yep.
So, yeah,
No, they just put them on a flat,
yep,
like barbecue grill here.
like the Japanese hibachi style. They
Yeah.
put it up whole sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. And they do a rashmi kebab,
Yeah,
which is similar to the doner kebab, except it's done with chicken.
yeah. And do a chicken.
No,
Uh,
tandoori type style chicken.
yeah, usually chicken and lamb. It's usually more they'll roast the chicken. The ones that I've seen it
Well,
generally roast.
they do the same kind of cylinder, only instead of mincing the chicken, they shred it
Yep,
and join it together using like a tandoori paste.
yep. We don't have as many Indian restaurants over here though. We should because their food. I've grown to love their food.
Love what?
Indian food. I like Indian
Oh,
food.
Indian food. I don't ever think I've intentionally had Indian food by itself.
Ah,
I've never been to an Indian restaurant,
Uh-huh.
You know, because I've had a tomahawk sandwich, but I've never had Indian food.
Yeah.
Yeah, different.
Different kind of Indian.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Southeast Indian.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're talking about subcontinent.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Asian Indians.
I thought you were talking about war paint and that kind of stuff and feathers.
No,
No, we're talking about
Curry.
yeah, curry. The subcontinent,
TJ.
Sri Lanka, Pakistan.
Joe, do they have any Indian
Bangladesh.
restaurants down there where you are?
Me,
Oh, yeah.
shit,
They do, huh?
shit,
Yeah,
Not
they
here.
got 'em.
not, but I'd say not as many as where Mark is. Hello, Donald.
Hey, Donald.
I don't know.
Hi.
Donald came in to set us
you
straight
like
with the
Indian
food.
food, Donald?
Both.
What do you wear the headdress when you eat the Indian food or what?
No, that's racist. But fry bread is really good.
Is
Here
Justin?
comes Justin. Time.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, Justin. How are you doing?
Interesting.
No, good in the hospital.
You're in the hospital. What happened?
What the fuck?
The
Oh,
wife
is one of
the kids shoot you
did
already?
the wife give you your beating of the day or what?
I think one of the
All
kids
of
shot
you
him already.
relax now. Shut this fucking meeting down.
I bet
No, I started getting that stomach virus last night that the two girls had,
Yeah.
and I was feeling kind of queasy. But we went to Home Depot to get a couple boards. Because Sarah's mom finally listened to me about putting boards up on the big picture windows. And so we went to go get some boards, and I got a little ways through Home Depot, and I ended up collapsing. Turned out I was severely dehydrated.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Every time I've gone into the hospital, that's the first thing they tell you. You know, you are dehydrated.
Dude, my
Yeah.
blood pressure was like 80/40 or some crap.
Drink water, people.
Well, that's a bit low.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, just slightly.
Yeah,
What?
I had bottled water in the car. I just hadn't drank any. And I had drinking 2 ginger ales throughout the first part of the day, and that was all I had.
I'm
And,
constantly telling you guys, drink water.
yeah, I should have been drinking more, and I just didn't.
I drink lots of water
Well, they'll get you hydrated in the hospital. Are you in a room?
because it used
Yeah, I've been here for a few hours.
They give you
got me on-
subcutaneous injections to get you hydrated.
Yeah, they got me on
Got it
He
on.
went
saline
through a
drips
whole
and all
bag.
that shit.
Yeah, he went through a whole bag already. Well, he's almost.
All right. Well, you
Oh,
know,
good.
you-
Sarah's
you
there. Is she playing sexy nurse for you, Justin?
Yes.
Shut up.
I
No,
say,
after my nerves calmed down.
Yeah, she freaked out.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey.
oh yeah, if he just collapsed, it does kind of.
Hey, Sarah,
Oh, yeah.
smile.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah,
Hello?
you know, half the time I think he listens to you, but the other half the time I don't think
Justin,
he does.
what? Do what? I'm sorry. What was that?
I said half the time I think he really wants to listen to you, but the other half the time he doesn't.
He does. That's true.
No, it's not that I don't listen to it. I just don't. Well,
Don't
no, I
listen to
guess,
it.
yeah. I don't listen to
He hears you. He doesn't listen to you.
it. Exactly. There you go.
Oh, it's
Better
fine.
shut up while you're on your back.
I'm doing better.
I have selective hearing.
She's taller than you right now.
I'm waiting on the doctor to come in.
So, yeah, right now I'm just waiting on the doctor to come in and let
I
me
don't
go.
know. Hopefully
All the
within
tests
an
came
hour
back
or
and
so.
stuff. They did blood tests and x-rays, and they did blood tests over the course of like a 4-hour period
Okay.
to test different levels
All right.
of
Uh-huh.
crap in my heart, and everything came back good. So,
Okay.
Mhm.
Question is, did you get the boards for the window? You gotta go back.
no, we got the boards. Because after the ambulance took me from Home Depot, the people at Home Depot helped Sarah load them in the car, and
We're
then
fine. You're
she
going
went
to
home,
fine.
dropped them
You'll be
off real
fine.
quick, and then came to the hospital and
I'll
see
talk
me.
about- The nurse is coming in. I gotta go. I'll call you in a little bit.
Well, I hope you feel better,
They still
Justin.
made you pay for it and all, didn't they?
Yeah, we already paid for it, and then I had to. The boards didn't fit all the way in the car, so I had to like put it on an angle and drive down the highway with
The back door open.
the hatch halfway open, and then it's pouring down rain.
Yeah, but people who are nice enough to tie it up for
Yeah,
him,
they
help
tied
him
it
out.
up for me at Home Depot and stuff, but the thing was still open. I had water bottles back there. It was a freaking mess. Her bread is disgusting.
Well, that's what happened is we got done paying. We were outside and I was waiting for her to pull the car up to the door. And all of a sudden I got really dizzy out of nowhere. And so I sat down on the little bench that was next to the cart. And
Well,
then I don't remember anything after that, but apparently I got up, walked over to the car, and I just got in the passenger seat.
And he collapsed.
And I was just out.
that
and
was
Sarah
the
freaked out.
scariest.
Well, if your blood pressure was that low, I'm not surprised you got dizzy and collapsed.
Mm.
Yeah, he said it when he finally came to, because he got to the car and I said, are you okay? And he just looked at me and he got in and just basically like collapsed, and then his eyes went to the back of his head and it looked like he was having a seizure, but he wasn't convulsing. He was pouring down sweat, and he was really pale, but he looked like green too. And I put the car in park. I tried to get his attention. I couldn't feel his heartbeat. My
Wow.
adrenaline had kicked in then, so I couldn't feel his pulse. I couldn't find his heartbeat. And I got out of the car and I screamed, I need help, I need help. And then I'm on the phone with 911 trying to talk to them. They couldn't understand me because I was in frantic, and an off-duty state trooper took over, and we got the air turned back on in the car, and they got him talking and stuff, and then the ambulance and shit showed up. He didn't want to come to the emergency room, and he kind of got snappy with me because I told him he needed to come.
Yeah, but I was in a real
Yeah.
daze too at the time. I don't
He-
really remember.
Well,
He
if-
yelled at me.
If you'd gone all sweaty and clammy and dizzy, I would guess that your sugar level had dropped quite a bit as well.
They
Yeah,
checked that.
They checked it on the ambulance. and
It
I
was normal. His blood pressure was one when the firefighters showed up, they checked it. His blood pressure was 120 over 80 or 89.
Yeah, and then when they checked it again, when I had the second, because I had two different episodes, one before they got there and right after they got there, and the second one they took my blood pressure while it was happening, and I think it was like what 80 over 40 or some
Something like
crap.
that.
Yeah, it was super low,
Not good. Mind
but
you,
I don't remember half of it. Like I
Yeah.
was just in and out.
He doesn't remember getting up off the bench and walking to the car.
you've collapsed with a medical emergency, so they send firefighters.
Well,
Yes, first responders.
Well, they do that here. That's first
Well,
responders.
because they're all registered EMTs.
Yeah.
That's all.
and then after the firefighter, so the fire truck showed up first, then their chief, and then the paramedics showed up.
Well, most fire departments over here, like actually
Hello?
90% of their calls aren't even
Hey.
dealing with actual fires.
He's
Yeah,
okay.
medical
He's,
shit.
They just did drew some blood about an hour ago. He's
I would
on
imagine carrying
a
these
bad
stuff as
fluid.
well.
Mm. Interesting.
Well, I hope everything gets sorted out and you get to go home, because there's nothing worse than being away from home.
Yeah, on a Sunday too.
David,
Well, If it just,
No, they said I'd be fine to go home. They're just waiting for the doctor to come in to
Yeah.
release me.
just
No,
rehydrate,
no
They'll
meeting
just-
yet. We're waiting on the doctor.
just shove a couple of bags of saline in you,
All his levels look fine.
then you should be all right.
Couple of bags of saline. Another bag.
I'll try to do this.
And Sarah's mom called the school board for me because she knows some of the bosses for it and told them that I couldn't come in tomorrow because I was in the hospital. So
Mm.
because they're canceling everything on Tuesday anyway, so I'm only gonna miss one day. So because they're gonna be closed the entire week, so starting Tuesday.
That's a good
So-
way, or a job in it with a week's holiday.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid for it though.
Oh, that's good.
I was getting paid for it, hell yeah.
You should do. County jobs are work or play.
Yeah, but you gotta
Could
work,
be.
so usually you have to work like 90 days before you get all those benefits.
All right.
And technically I haven't worked a single day yet.
Mm.
So they told me once you hit 90 days, that's when you start getting more of your benefits and all that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So but it's all right. They understand. So
And they closed school
Yeah, I already told him that.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
So
But
that
I'll
means
still be at work.
you got the kids to deal with as well.
Yep. And I get to put the boards up outside now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to take them out with the car.
Hey, Sarah, stay off the ladder.
You probably
Oh,
do
I'm
it
not
better.
going on the ladder.
These windows aren't
They're
aren't
not that
that
tall.
high. They're only like a foot or two off the ground.
Oh, that looks
Like
delicious.
in the highest point, they're only as tall as I am. So
Yep.
they're about 6 foot by 4 foot, roughly.
I'm hoping we
There's
just
two
get
of 'em.
rain.
So we got, since your average board is 8 foot by 4 foot, those will be perfect. We're gonna just, I'll stand out there with her and kind of just try to help her as much as I can. But it'll be real easy because I'll give her my drill with some self-tapping screws and she can just zip right around it, no problem.
We are gonna be in the
So-
eye.
So
Yeah, because we're gonna,
you're screwing them into the window frame, not into the wall.
it'll be into the wall.
Oh yeah, your
So-
wall aluminium. What's it? Aren't they? Sheets.
Yes.
But yeah,
How old-
well,
After
if you
you,
get a nice seal around the boards too, ain't nothing gonna be able to get in there and rip them off. So
Mm.
there won't be nothing for the wind to grab. But like I said, I got some big self-tapping screws and Sarah, it'll be real easy for her. Those things go through wood like butter.
door foam sticky back door draft excluder is good for making sure that it's a good fit all round.
And then we have double doors in the back of the house and I'm gonna like French type, I guess, doors, you wanna call them?
Yeah.
One of them is like permanently, usually always closed, but you can clip the little clips and it'll open up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that and because that door is a little flimsy, so I'm gonna go around the door frame, re-screw it, and then screw the one side into the frame that never opens, that we never use. Kind of stiffen that door up a little bit because
Mhm.
we're gonna be right in as far as right now. That storm hasn't really moved much at all,
No,
and we're gonna be
yeah.
right in the eye of it. So
Mm.
When's it supposed to be there?
Wednesday
Wednesday.
morning.
Wednesday morning.
we'll
huh?
stay at landfall. It can change. It depends on how much it ramps up, but it'll be sometime Wednesday.
Mm.
Depends on how if it speeds up or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be without power for a while, which will be miserable.
You got your generator, don't you?
We don't have a generator.
I think fucking generators are expensive.
Yeah.
They're a
It'll
minimum
mean
of
that Justin will be
$600-700.
online less, which will be a blessing for us.
Mm.
Shut up.
I'm just saying,
No fortnight.
there's no ill wind that doesn't blow some good.
You can depend on Donald to see the bright side of every situation.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Oh man.
I'm freaking hungry. So damn hungry. I ate 4 Slim Jims before I came here.
I'm hungry.
You had 4 Slim Jims?
There was the small ones.
We got tons of food at the house.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
they're
went
just the
to-
mini Jims. I thought you were
Yeah.
eating the big Slim Jims. I go, whoa.
No,
No,
because I started my hurricane prep. Well, I went grocery shopping yesterday and didn't realize that the hurricane was coming until yesterday when I got home. But I got water. I got 6 cases of water.
Did you buy any ice?
Yeah, I got 4 bags of ice.
Okay.
Ice and I didn't even realize the storm was coming after I already stocked the freezer full of meats. So that's gonna be great.
Well,
So
I
if you
told her
want to
don't-
donate to our hurricane fund when we lose all our meats, I'll put up my PayPal.
Well, I told her to put the to go back to the store and get as much ice as possible. Pack the freezer, don't touch it.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
the power goes out, you just don't open that door up at all.
Yep. And the fuller your freezer is at the time, even if you have some empty 2-liter bottles, fill them full of water, stick them in there.
You fill everything with,
The
Yeah,
more
we got
thermal mass you got, the better.
Yeah, we got shit tons of ice
Yeah,
packs.
ice packs. Yeah.
So
So it's just
Sarah's
don't
mom
have
gets
any
a big
gaps
ice
in it
chest.
and do, duct tape around it too if you can.
yeah, that's a good idea.
What we would put it is it the ice packs that medication comes in.
Yeah, we got a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's mom gets a big old ice chest every month
Yeah.
with her I
I've got-
think it's her
her Humira.
diabetes medicine.
I don't know what it is.
I think.
Yeah, well,
Um,
insulin needs to be
yeah.
cold. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
fill up the bathtubs for water to flush. Because we'll still have water, we just won't have power.
Well, water still, last 2 or 3 hurricanes, water really wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
It was just power.
We went through this 7 years ago when we lost power for 7 days. So, but we still had water.
Yeah, but you can still flush the toilet. and
Yeah, you can still
take
flush the toilet.
showers. It's just cold showers.
Do you guys have good access to water?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yet Justin still gets dehydrated.
I know.
I got like 6 cases of water in my.
We have 146 bottles of water.
And he's dehydrated.
Yep.
And he doesn't drink coffee,
No. No.
which dehydrates
Hey.
you a little.
Don't talk bad about coffee. I drink coffee, but I also don't get dehydrated because I drink water.
Hmm.
He
Well, I
drinks
drink
water
water.
too. He just didn't drink it this morning when he got.
Yeah, I was drinking
He
ginger ale
was
because my
drinking
stomach
ginger
was
ale because
hurting.
he felt nauseous all day, all morning. Like the kids, like Kelsey and Thomas had a stomach virus all last week, and so I figured that's just what this is. And I got him some ginger ale, and I gave.
I had one this morning, then I kind of slept for a little bit. Then I
Mhm.
got up, had another one, and then that's when we left Home Depot. But they were the little tiny cans.
Yeah.
I mean, Donald, I drink water all day. It just usually has either tea or coffee in it.
Good idea.
Oh, if you have diabetes, doesn't that make you thirsty as shit anyway all the time?
Yeah,
Only if your sugar level's high.
Yeah.
I know Sarah's dad used to suck water down, man, like
Yeah.
crazy. He had a big old 44-ounce cup, and I swear we had to refill it like 10 times every day.
Oh yeah.
That was
Jesus.
how I was diagnosed. My mum said, "You're drinking too much. Go and get your sugar checked." And that was when I was 21.
Oh damn.
When I was 21,
Hmm.
that was a very good year.
Oh, by the way, whoever said Cheez-Its were banned, they're back on the shelves.
They never left the shelves.
Yeah, they did. They got banned for it. They got taken off the shelves for a while because some shit that
Well,
was
what
found in them.
shelves? Because every time I was at Walmart or Publix, they were always there.
I don't
All
know.
right.
Because that's Aubrey's favorite snack.
Meh.
Fake news. Fake news.
Oh, good.
Your mom's fake news.
Shut up. I will. I'm not an employee, so I can beat you.
So
And I won't
Sarah,
go
you're
to jail.
standing up, right? And he's laying down, right?
Yep.
Mm.
I'm
Get
sitting
this
next to him.
Shut the hell up, Joe.
He doesn't have a
just-
pillow, so I can't put it over his face.
Should just squeeze that tube that's going into your arm.
Shut up. We're giving her ideas.
No, because I already cried and had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, you don't
You,
want
you get the saline bag, you go up there and you squeeze the saline bag real quick. And his arm be
Well,
looking like
it's
Popeye.
double
The
inside.
saline bag is empty.
So,
His eyes will bug
Yeah.
out like those old Obi doll toys that they had.
yeah, his arm will look like Popeye's arm.
What is it? The one that
Oh,
that you could
oh.
pull? What was him?
Sorry, I can't read the
Stretch
chat.
Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, I'll just stretch out his banana bag.
Banana bag. What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
but-
come on now.
That's what these are
Here's my
called. Banana
disclaimer.
bags.
Can we,
Have a
I was gonna
disclaimer.
say that's not what I call my banana bag.
He says, no, that's what they call these saline bags. They call them banana bags.
oh,
I
okay.
don't know why. I don't know why.
Whatever you
but
say. Whatever you say.
I don't need to play with his banana. I'll do that at home.
Lord, red disclaimer.
Put up the red disclaimer. So we know the bad.
Oh, I could go for some pasta.
There's fucking got IVs all in me everywhere. Fucking cables.
Our hospitals are great. They bring you food round all the time. And then they allow you to order takeouts to be delivered to the hospital as well.
No, they asked us. They asked Sarah if she wanted to eat, but me, they told me I couldn't eat nothing right now. So, but they did offer Sarah some
A turkey sandwich. I don't want a turkey
sandwich
sandwich.
and
Thank
some
you, baby.
Gatorade and some other stuff.
Um,
Damn.
no,
That's no idea.
Justin had pizza. Justin had pizza delivered to our hospital room when I had Kelsey and I wasn't allowed to eat. And he
Fake
sat next to
news.
me and ate it.
Oh yeah,
in my
Ate the
face.
pizza. I remember him
Yes,
talking
we-
about it.
yeah, we've been told that.
Again,
you know,
you stand
he
up and he's
got-
laying down. That's right.
Sarah, that little laugh he does, he laughed about that.
I didn't know she couldn't eat.
Oh, shit.
And I sat in the corner like a little squirrel to face the wall.
And you wouldn't even let me get a bite of it. I said, please let me just have a bite. No, no, no. I would have snuck you a bite. I snuck you water in here
Shut up.
and Gatorade.
Oh God, yeah, I was so thirsty earlier. I was like, I'm not waiting to get something to drink.
Why does he got a whole ass lobster tattooed
Well,
on
what
his
did they do? Just have ice water for you, or did they bring you some Gatorade? At least something with a flavor.
No, they wouldn't let him drink anything.
Well,
You want some water
They brought
before I drink it off?
they brought Sarah some drinks, so I was just drinking those. She had a cup full of ice and drink. So
Finish that off.
it's just no matter how much I drank, I just was more and more thirsty. I just kept craving more and more liquid.
They got
Let's
they
see.
got a catheter in you.
No.
What the fuck did they put a catheter on me?
I'll tell him put a catheter in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
You
put
can
a
come and put the
challenge. Tell them
catheter.
to
Well, they
stick
don't got a
that
catheter
catheter.
that long.
Shut up.
Fun.
I don't like to watch this on mute.
Guy's wieners on a string. Or Justin's wiener on a string.
He already had a string in his wiener this year.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
Donald actually made a commercial.
I made a logo.
Yeah,
I remember.
it had a freaking song and everything.
Well, I thought it was unique, Sarah, how he had the dogs pull that string out.
It makes the whole damn family sing.
Dude, I sat in that bathroom and had
What
to
did you do,
build
coat it with
myself
peanut
up for
butter?
30 minutes to touch that string. I had all these stupid ideas in my head. I said, I'm gonna hook it to the bathroom cabinet and I'm just gonna run.
Did it hurt when you pulled it out?
No, it actually didn't, but it took me like 30, 40 minutes to work myself up to be able to pull it out.
I should have closed captions. Are closed captions? No, I wanted
All
on.
right. Well, my phone's about to die, so I'll catch y'all later.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Hey, get better and let us know how you're doing later.
All right.
Okay. All right, Sarah. We're dependent upon you.
Yeah.
Well, I got to work tomorrow, so hopefully his ass will be at home resting. But I'll put up a camera.
Make him comfortable, Sarah,
I
but
will.
not too comfortable. You know what I mean?
Oh no! See, I
You gotta do that line. And he hung up. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Hmm.
But at least you got some medical attention.
Yep.
How are you feeling, Joe?
It's still coming and going. I start feeling better, and then like I'm out in the rain all night. It's like,
Now tomorrow you gotta have the baby again, right?
Yep.
I don't
And then
think
I got
that's good. I don't think that's good.
I
Not
don't-
when you're feeling like you are.
then I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday games this week.
Donald, how's your little babies doing over there?
Oh, spoiled.
Mhm.
You got that kind of that grandpa shrug. Yeah, all right, yeah.
They're spoiled.
You love them, but sometimes you just like to put them aside, right?
Oh no, I mean, technically, my wife and I got out last night and went somewhere. We went to a cookout on our own, and
Mhm.
Yeah, I love my granddaughter, but she come here for about an hour and a half and go.
Hey Sam, how you doing? Long time no see. Justin
Hello.
just called in from the hospital. He's in the hospital, so
Was that David? Mm.
I don't know how the hell, the gamers are gonna survive without Justin there cheering them on, you know?
Oh, Dominic, did you get that link I sent you?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Funny, wasn't it?
Serious. It was a good, it gave me a good laugh.
Mm.
You don't get a good laugh these days anymore.
When he was going on about sitting outside a bar in the gay village in Manchester.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen him because I've been there quite a bit because there's some good pubs there.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he did look a bit like Tim.
Oh, Sam said he had a 2-week vacation, and sadly that is over now.
Oh, okay.
Who's that? Sam. Hi, Sam.
Yep.
Darn it. I'm gonna open that door and make you go. What you in, my baby? Watch us. You in, made a baby? Huh? Did you? I'm asking him. Wait, I'm asking. Shh, I'm asking him. That had nothing to do with you.
Hey, Joe, do they like to go outside?
Yeah.
Oh, so they go out and go tinkle and pooper and,
Well, we got the dog door they go in and out of all the time.
oh,
But they can only go onto the balcony. They can't actually go wandering.
Yeah, I let them on the balcony. I won't let them go wandering because number one, I'm not supposed to have 3 dogs here.
Well, they won't know unless they see them all together.
Yeah. So you only let out one at a time.
And they'll see 3 different colors and then they say,
Well, it gets dirtier as the day goes on.
Yeah. And then you clean it and you send it out the next day. You just say, well, yeah, they get really dirty during the day.
so I bring Loki out, the white one first, huh?
Yeah. And then as
Be like,
it goes on, you let the
Yeah. On and then
the brown one, then the black one.
colors.
My son, Justin was sitting, not Justin, Nick was sitting on the sofa one day, and the 3 of them were laying next to each other on the floor, and it was the black one, the brown one, and the white one. And he said, looks like a printer running out of ink.
Yeah, I was just gonna make
Hmm.
tonal levels.
So I packed up both my drones and went out to fly today. Got out there and I didn't feel like it because I still don't feel right. I didn't feel like it. Then I went down by the lakefront and I pulled a Avata 2 out and flew that a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel like flying. I said, I got to put it up. I got to do it.
Oh, I had a honey and lemon drink this morning with extra honey and extra lemon.
Oh, great.
When you buy these honey and lemon powders, you can't taste honey with them. So I always put a big spoonful of honey in it and dissolve that in it. And then
I ran into one of the moms out by the riverfront. They had their boat out there. They got a big yacht, big wooden yacht. And I walked up there and I said, had the back window open. I hollered at them and said, you need to get this termite eating boat off of this dock like this. And they came out and they were talking to me. And come to find out, they said half of the team has either walking pneumonia or bronchitis.
Hmm.
And I thought there was some people sick because there were a lot of people that weren't playing that were on the sideline the other day.
Mm. Doesn't that make it a bit awkward to play the games then?
Oh, I put it like this: the way I felt last week, I couldn't have played
Mm.
because I couldn't breathe.
A bit like TJ laughing.
Yeah.
I was going to look for something, and then I forgot what the fuck I was going to look.
Did y'all see 51 drones? He put out a little thing about
Yeah,
the DJI band.
I started the video, but I haven't finished it.
That's a pretty good deal.
Mm.
So I'm gonna make sure I send a copy of that to all my lawmakers.
Yep.
I'm gonna say
Mhm.
before you vote on this, go look at the truth. Don't believe what you're hearing. You know.
Yep. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Mm.
No, I'll put it like this. I'm gonna say this is the truth. You can handle the truth. Don't believe what you're listening to.
Well, I got a weather warning.
So I actually think that that's gonna be if it's used right, because this is a global technology firm for security. And if that report's used right, that thing won't be passed.
And we're down to 54 degrees
We are
and 94% humidity.
okay. We're at 16 Celsius. I don't know what that is.
Or I just change it in my settings to tell me in Fahrenheit.
Mhm.
If I do it in centigrade now, click on that and then go back again. It's 12 degrees centigrade is 54.
Okay, so we're warmer.
You won't.
Monday morning here, and it's a grey old day.
I think 16 is about 60.
Yeah. And we hit 80 the day 2 days ago.
Oh no,
Now,
our maximum today's been 14 and our minimum today is 10.
yeah, we go from 15 to 17 today.
And it started raining, and apparently it's going to rain for the next week until Thursday. Thursday we have a day off, and then it starts raining again on Friday.
Yeah.
So Joe, your first football pictures and stuff were Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Yep. Yeah, Wednesday night it's Covington High School. Got to go up there to shoot the freshman and JV. And then Thursday night is at Mandeville. It's the Mandeville Junior High. Their last game of the season is the 8th grade. All the 8th graders get introduced on the field. So they want me to come do the pictures so the parents will buy those pictures. And then Friday night, it's Covington playing Mandeville at Mandeville. And that's the first test of Covington this year. I mean, of Mandeville this year, really, because both teams are undefeated. That's going to be the big game for this week. But Mandeville should destroy them.
That's what you were saying.
And we got 5 games left for the season. And I'm truly expecting that we're going to have 5 games after that.
playoffs?
Yeah, I'm truly expecting us to. It just depends on how they fall in the bracket, who they have to play. I'm hoping like hell I don't have to go back up to Ruston this year.
Looks like Bud Bieber's got a cat.
Yeah, I know. I read about that. An 8-week kitten.
Yeah. Yet to
I-
be noticed. It looks like a Bengal to me,
Oh, okay.
because my cousin breeds Bengals. And she also judges cat shows.
Oh, okay.
I was watching a video the other day, and the guy must have scripted it and then typed it in for an AI voice to do the voiceover,
Yeah.
because every time it should have said DJI, it said Digi.
Yeah.
The second an AI makes a mistake and I realize it's AI, it gets turned off.
Mm.
Yeah, you would need to let it know that it's 3 letters, D.J.I.
Yeah, you either put spaces or full stops
Spell
in
it out
between them.
DEEJAY
Yeah,
EYE.
EYE. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a great way of fixing it.
But still, the second I hear anything false in it, got me pissed off and I turn it off.
I mean, it was obviously not made up by the AI. It was obviously scripted,
It doesn't matter.
just being read by an AI voice instead of his own voice.
I feel the exact same way about Stephen Hawking.
Mm.
No, Stephen Hawking gets a pass.
Mm.
Okay.
Didn't he die?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Gotta go move my car. God darn it.
Why is it raining a lot?
I park in a handicap space right in front of the building. And
Uh-huh.
tomorrow they're coming through and they're painting all the handicap spaces.
All
Forgot
right.
about it. I saw the note. Now I gotta go move it over a couple spaces.
Oh, no.
And then the next day, I gotta park back in the handicap space because they're gonna do the rest of the building.
You can't win.
But I still have that problem with the starter. It's aggravating, but it's working. Because it's definitely a spot on a solenoid. Definitely is. It's gotta be. Because what I'll do is I'll turn it, it'll go click, and if I hold it, it'll start. So it's something hanging up in one place on the solenoid, probably a little piece of rust. And then 9 times out of 10, or maybe 7 times out of 10, it'll start right, but then it'll do that again. So it's got to be a bad spot. So long as it's got enough juice, long as it's not hung up enough that it won't start, I'm good, So I'm playing it by ear. Like I said, this weekend, if it works out right, I'll just go ahead and just change it out. I'd rather spend the $70, get underneath it, change it out and throw it away and worry about another one.
Is that cost you to get a new starter?
Well, if I buy it and put it in myself, it's about $78. I'd probably get
Double
it
that if
cheaper
you
than
have
that.
somebody else do it, right?
If I have somebody do it, it's probably gonna be about $200. I may just have somebody do it, you know?
Well, at least you got somebody then to go back to if you have an issue with it.
Mm.
Well, it's the principle. Starters are, it's, if you're not high enough, starters are gonna be awkward to fool with in the first place,
Yep.
because they're kind of heavy. And then I was looking at where it's at, and you got to reach all the way around the top. They got a heat shield blocking it from the engine, so you got to take the heat shield off. You got to take the shield
need-
off the bottom of the car first.
Joe, you'd be better off to let
Mm.
somebody else do it.
I'm thinking that. That's probably. I might call a couple places this week and see.
Yeah. See when they can get you in and who can do it, you know?
Yeah. We got a place right outside our complex, about not even a quarter of a mile from here. That his guy's pretty good,
There you go.
but he's always busy. That's the problem.
I'll be back.
Well, what you need to do is when you
Mm.
call them, you tell them you're on a tight schedule simply because of your
I am.
of your sports.
I might contact Firestone to see what time they can do it.
Yeah.
And I might wind up doing that next Saturday morning, just bring it over there and sitting there. Because if I can get them to say, can you do it the first thing? I'll just come wait for it. It's
Yeah.
only about a 40-minute job.
Right.
You know, they could put it on a rack and get it down in 40 minutes. If I get my son to come over, we can do it in 40 minutes, you know? So it's still a possibility I might do it because of the fact that I'm gonna be underneath there is where I need to be, because I've got that sensor that's bad too. It's in the same place area. And then I'll change that sensor out at the same time. And then I can change the oil and get it all done at once. I may just, next Saturday morning, if we got a good day, I may just go lay under the car for whatever it takes and get it done.
Have you got a set of those ramps where you drive the front of the car up on the ramps?
No, I don't need it. They got a curb out there, and I could drive the thing up on the curb a little bit and block and chalk, put a block on the back tire. So I'll have enough room. That's how I change the oil. I just bring it right up on the ramp. It's a little small curb, just enough to bring it up on to give me enough room. And technically, to change the oil on my car, I can slide underneath it without having to. I have just enough room.
You're a better man than I am because I can't slide anywhere as I showed when I fell off the ladder.
No, I don't slide good, but I get there. I'll go look at the trash and find me a big piece of cardboard somebody threw away and lay it down there and slide it under the cardboard. It's easier. I gotta find out where my oil drain pan is. I don't know if it's out on the deck or in the closet over here. Or my son might have.
Precious is talking to you, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to open the door. You won't like it. It's raining.
Is she like my dog? When it's raining, she takes 2 steps out, turns around, and looks over her shoulder at me, and back she comes.
Yeah. Either that or she's desperate enough to go and do whatever it is she wants to do and then come straight back in again. Yep, I can. You've had more than enough to eat tonight. You don't need anything else. Stop it.
Yeah, I've gotta do some work on that car. I've gotta get underneath that manifold and change that flow vent. That's trying to go bad. That's the fuel flow vent.
Yeah,
Because what's happening when I fill up gas, it's getting the fumes up in there and it's not releasing the fumes, it's getting into the engine. So it takes a second for the engine to start. So that's got to be changed, but I got to pull the manifold off to do that, which is the top of the engine.
EGR.
No, it's the flow valve. I've changed it already once.
Yes, it's an EGR. Exhaust
some-
gas recycling.
Yeah, something like that.
You can actually run them without them on. In fact, you get slightly more horsepower if you take them off.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a way I can plug it up and not worry about it.
Usually, if you go on eBay or something like that, you'll find somebody does a blanking plate kit.
Might look at that. I don't even know why they would go bad. That's the thing. Why they go bad?
They don't. They just get clogged up with the burnt up oil. It probably just wants cleaning.
Then it ought to be in a place where you could clean it. You know,
Well, yeah,
not under the manifold.
it would make more sense, but it goes
Yeah.
from the manifold to the engine block.
It's
And it's
on the engine block under the
usually-
manifold.
It's usually only a rubber tube with a valve on it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Just take them off, put a blanking plate on each end. All it does is it's supposed to reduce your emissions a little bit.
Well, it started better today than it's been starting. So maybe it's cleaning up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But I had to go fill it up with gas because I was at the point where I can't go anywhere unless I fill up. And the gas was $2.55 a gallon. You see, that don't make sense. They got that new padding they put on the helmet for concussions. And they got an offensive lineman wearing one. Okay? Now, this is the deal. Offensive linemen, it's like they're probably the least person I would think that would come up with a concussion. I could see a wide receiver or a linebacker or a defensive back wearing, or a running back. But an offensive lineman, no. So why has he got it, nobody else? Wuss.
Joe, I saw you were on Johnny's channel this morning.
Yeah, I was there.
He had quite a few people.
Yeah, and then we got to talking afterwards. I looked up, and when I got off, I went to the back, went to the bathroom, walked over, climbed into bed, and slept for 3 hours.
There you go.
I'm saying I'm still not right.
You got to listen to your body. If your body tells you you're tired, you give it what it wants, what it needs.
Yep.
Right, Donald?
Yes. Sorry, I'm putting together a application and resume for digital media coordinator position.
Hey, Dre,
How are we doing?
welcome.
Good, good, good. What's wrong with Joe?
Hi, Dre.
Well, I got
Hey, Mark.
bronchitis. Been dealing with it for 3 weeks.
Oh, you got that from the baby, didn't you?
Well, he gets
got it from
the
somebody.
baby again tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Well, either way, you don't need to give it back to her.
I
That
tell you,
bron-
half of the football teams got it too.
Oh, okay. So you might have got
So
it.
it's like everybody got it.
Yeah, I understand the little ones suffer the most from bronchitis, man, because the lungs just can't really take it,
Yeah.
especially if you get that hacking cough. What's going on, Mr. Mudball?
Oh, nothing much.
Oh, don't tell me that. You always got something brewing.
Just typing up resume and application for a digital media coordinator.
Just you probably missed
Position.
it, Dre, but Justin's in the hospital.
What's wrong with Justin?
He got dehydrated and collapsed.
Got dehydrated at where was he at? Some builder
At the Lowe's.
square.
They went
Yeah,
to
he's
Lowe's to
doing a
get
pile,
lumber
drinking
and
ginger
foam.
ales and no
Depot.
water.
Well, I was just thinking, was he hyperventilating over the generators or something?
Yeah.
No, he was over there buying some wood to put on the windows of his house.
No, they got the wood, they paid for the wood, and they were getting to the point where it was going to have to be loaded up, and he realized that was going to be physical labor.
Is
So
that what
he
it
got the vapors.
got the vapors. Oh my.
He got the vapors and collapsed.
Actually, his wife went out and got the car
Oh, man.
in order to load the lumber in the car, and
Oh, man.
he just got up and was woozy, got into the passenger seat and passed out.
I say, my Lord, this just got me. The vapors. Well, I hope he's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he was dehydrated when he got to the hospital.
All they gotta do is
know,
go get a breakfast burrito and put it under his nose. He'll be fine.
You see, y'all missed the whole story here. He was supposed to start work tomorrow.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
he was already
double the
working
work.
for the bus people, wasn't he? I thought he was already doing that bus thing.
Yeah,
No,
it's training tomorrow.
Oh,
Monday,
training?
Tuesday, and Wednesday he's got training to do, and then he
Well,
starts on
be-
Thursday. But they've closed the
Hey.
schools for all week.
Like I said, he'll be just fine. As long as he can sit upright, he'll be fine. He can get one of those like what I have when I go out in the field, one of those little camelbacks. You can fill water, a little tube come around, you can suck on that as he's sitting there.
I got my Camelback out in the. I still have the backpack for when I used to mountain bike a lot.
Yeah.
I don't use it anymore. I moved the bladder over into my hiking backpack.
Okay.
But yeah, I still,
Yeah, I first used those things when I was paving asphalt, and that saved me, dude.
yeah,
Having
I
that
didn't
thing-
get rid of my biking one. The biking backpack is very small and it's only big enough to hold the
bladder.
bladder water and
Yeah. I think
it's like
the one
I'm not gonna get rid of that because
the one I have now is like maybe 2 liters big. And when I used to do it, I filled up the night before, throw it in the freezer, get out the next morning, and let it just thaw out. So about time, about a couple hours out there in that hot asphalt, or what am I doing now? Doing surveyor GCP work. It thaws out, and I got instant cold water.
yep, you don't want to go too cold, but
Yeah, yeah. No, I wasn't sure what you guys were talking about because I saw this information in the chat. Everybody's talking about Julie Andrews and her boobs, and I'm like, I hear you guys
that's
talking on
something
him.
Cool
Like, what's
Cat
going on?
brought up. I don't know. Do you know what movie that was?
It had to be what, Victor Victoria, something like that. That's the only other big movie she was in the 70s,
Victor
early 80s.
Victoria.
She's
Yeah,
in a
Victor
couple different
Victoria.
movies in the
Well,
70s.
I'm just thinking that something would have that type of thing in it.
Well, it wasn't Mary Poppins.
No,
She was, yeah. And that's why I said it wasn't the Sound of Music either. So I'm like, that's the only movie because that was kind of like a burlesque type movie setting.
yeah, well, that is true. That's a burlesque. That was a burlesque movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, wasn't there a movie named Burlesque?
No, I'm sure there probably was. Just
Yeah,
like the
but she
movie.
wasn't in it.
Yeah, just like the
yeah,
movie,
I'm gonna look up her.
the movie version of
IMDb.
the play Chicago. That was about a burlesque club.
Yeah.
Dinner.
So
Mhm.
I'm not sure which one Julie Andrews was in exposing herself, but
It
I'm
was
sure-
in SOB,
SOB.
SOB. That was
son of a bitch.
co-starred with the guy whose daughter that he was in Paper Moon with his daughter, Ryan O'Neal. Is that
Oh,
right?
Ryan O'Neal? I don't even remember that movie.
Is that SOB?
Not sure.
I may be wrong on that. My memories. No, it does
But
not
his-
look like Ryan
his-
O'Neal is in that
His
one.
daughter was Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum O'Neal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And a big controversy over Paper Moon.
That was
Yep.
a good book.
Paper Moon was a book?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I've always loved the movie. But I have to go carve a ham, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, the wife called. Sorry, she's more important than you.
So what's the latest hurricane model going on now? What's it? They gave it a name now, didn't they? It was a
Milton.
male name.
Milton.
Yeah, Milton.
Milton.
Yeah. What's the latest spaghetti model on that now?
Milton Keynes.
Well, it's still over in the western western
Doing the Bay of Campeche.
Bay of
Yeah.
Campeche.
Yeah, like I say, it's just gathering strength from warm waters. Like I say, it'd be hitting on the edges of all those Gulf cities in Texas. It'll go by Johnny's house here, and probably about Monday night, Tuesday morning, and then smack
go.
right into Justin's backyard. Hey, cool
Y'all can
cat.
see it, right?
I can see something coming. There we go. There it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Yeah, it's going straight across the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's moving north. east.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying you and Johnny get a little though outer bands about Tuesday morning, Tuesday night.
Well, they're telling us we're not getting anything.
Yeah, right. You're not getting hit, but you're gonna catch them outer bands. You might
They
as
said
well
we're
get
gonna
about
feel winds, basically no rain.
no rain. That's a miracle. But
Yeah.
usually you guys will catch about 3 or 4 inches of rain on the outer band. But the wind's gonna be just as deadly as rain can be.
But that's going right over. Justin's gonna catch the brunt of it because it's gonna be the right front quadrant gonna be right over him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, TJ?
And they're saying a category 3.
Yep. And that's just right now. We catch up any more strength coming across that Gulf. They could jump to a four pretty easily.
Yeah, that water's tough.
Yep. Yep, definitely is. Did the Saints play today or they play tonight?
They play tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, Monday night. Okay.
Kansas City.
Ooh.
Another loss.
No, don't say that. I mean, your boys been playing some good ball. They have beaten some teams that no one expected them to beat early part of the season. So they're right to think of the hunt.
The way they played in the beginning of the season, the whole offense changed in the next 2 games. The offense was completely different than what they used to, and then they went back to the same crap.
Well, I always look at, people were not sure what Kamara was going to do because he was not what he was last year. Now he's back in that beast mode again. So now I think teams are getting ready for him like they were 2 years ago. And so I think the defensive strategy is a little bit different. I think Carr has a few guys he is more comfortable with this year. And I'm just glad that the fans are not all over him like they were last year. Last year, they were ready to get everywhere one way ticket out of town.
You're using a different microphone, aren't you?
No, that's why I did a test this morning. I went through my whole system and just started from scratch and started setting everything back up.
It needs a little bit more fine tuning.
Yeah,
it
it's fuzzy.
sounds just muffled a bit.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's fuzzy and muffled, yeah.
Fuzzy and muffled? Oh, okay. That's the only problem. When I run it through the computer, I don't get the opportunity to really fine tune it. It's just whatever the computer setting is, that's what it is. I don't have a equalizer or anything else to adjust the actual sound or how I want the mic to sound when I go through the computer. That's different when I go through my yellow box. I can actually tailor it a little bit more on the tone and stuff. But when I run through the computer, that's just what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. So that's the big thing with that. I just last night when I went live, I had a start off real well, and then somehow when I was using the computer screen and I have to change it to the actual computer screen input to get the sound out of that, I started getting a real bad echo, and I couldn't get rid of it. And then if I switched to another camera, it took the echo out. But since I went back to the main camera, the echo came back. And I come to find out I had one of the USB mics were on at the same time as this mic.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I just got to start from scratch. But when you're live, it's hard to try to figure out stuff because I guess from my college days, I took a couple of classes in working with the radio station when I was at Utah State. And one thing they always beat in our head was no dead air. And stuff. I used to do on Sunday mornings, I used to go down to the station and I would be on a special channel for blind people. And I would read the news on Sunday mornings. Every Sunday morning, I would read the news and stuff and play a little jazz on the side. And I did that for like 3 hours every Sunday for like a semester.
We have a service here run by the RNIB where every week they post you out a memory stick. And it basically is what they call a talking newspaper.
Yeah.
And they have volunteers that read news stories onto
Right.
it, and they send it out so that you can listen to the newspapers.
Right. That's same concept what I was doing. This is
Yeah.
back in 1980. 80. Yeah, 1980. I was in Utah State, 1980, 81. So yeah, that's what I would do every Sunday. I say I would come on air and I would read the stories on this certain channel that the people had, for whoever was signed up for the service, and I would read the paper.
Oh, it's free. It didn't cost anything. This.
Yeah, it was free.
Yeah.
It was free for those who qualify, whatever program it was. It was
Yeah.
like I said, it's just that you had to have some kind of certain box on your radio to get that channel. That's all it was. Didn't cost you anything. And
Yeah.
stuff. This is where they had it set up.
Oh yeah, they gave me this little. It looks like a small radio with a speaker either side of it, but all it was is it had a USB socket on the front of it. You just plugged the memory stick in and played it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure that's the evolution of what I did back 40, 45 years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going back
Yeah.
25 years because that's how it'll be 25 years at Christmas.
Oh boy. Yeah. So where did Paul dip off to? Say you guys got to start putting a bell on Paul because he just gets out of that chair at will and just dips off. You know, nobody even notices until they see it. Well, nobody's sitting there. He just gets
He's
up. and
either gone
dips
throwing
away.
peanuts to the squirrels or going checking on Mia because she's lying in the dirt outside under a tree.
Yeah. Well, like I say, he seems to always.
Or
He
he's gone
doesn't.
for
Yeah, he's going for a
Diet Pepsi
flight.
or a
But I say
Boston cream.
he just seems to do it more often now than he used to.
Mm. Yeah, either that or he's gone for a leak.
Well, we even need to know when he does that because you never know. You know, he might have an episode or something. We have to call somebody. Have to call 911.
But if he goes flying the ship, he does tell us.
Well, that's good.
And we just carry
New
on.
England.
And it's the Paul's Chair Show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul's Chair Show again. Huh?
Yeah. Now, Joe, did you see the video I put in Old Farts Facebook group yesterday?
No, I did not.
Okay.
What was it?
No, I put a video of some quick, small clippets of flights I did yesterday, and I had, and no, it's not a big deal, but this is what I'm gonna tell you the whole story. So the video is about a minute 20 seconds long, and I titled the video "How to Make $1,000 in 2 hours." That was the main title, and then the subtitle below it says, "It's Saturday. What are you doing?" Okay.
Robbing the bank.
Yesterday, I had a big mapping job, which is $400, and then I had three solar jobs that were $200 a pop. How much is that? $1,000. And I did all that within 2 hours.
Yep.
And people said I got called saying that my video was a scam. One guy just outright said it was BS. And I even got a message today, guy yelling for Bob Dempsey like he's his mother or something. And I'm like, I said, is there a problem with the video? And the guy comes back with a little small snippet of the rules for the channel saying no scams, no self-promotions. I said, I didn't even talk in the video. I just showed some clips of what I did with some music, minute 20 seconds long.
Wow.
And I'm like, and these guys are like, what is the issue? You know, and that's why I can tell all they do is read the title and they're yelling, oh, this guy's scamming. He's scamming because you can't make $1,000 in 2 hours. I said, maybe you can't make it. It doesn't mean I can't make it. And stuff. So I was just like, I just can't believe this, man. And Bob reached out to me and he knows what's up. So he hasn't, you know, he didn't take it down or anything, but there's just people just like, oh, there's no way. There's no way. It's a scam. Look what he's saying. I'm
Old
like,
curmudgeons, that's all.
yeah. I was just like, what is going on here?
Gotta have something to complain about.
Yeah. And that's why I went live again last night and I had all those issues with the echo and stuff just to clear it up. Cause I just like I explained to you, I explained to anybody who was listening last night, this is the job. I haven't shown the flight plan of the job. And I said, these are the solar jobs. Like, there you go. Now I said, it's not like I do this. I get that kind of money every day or every weekend. And I explain to folks, I usually only work about 6 to 8 days a month. And usually I'll make anywhere between $500-600 a day to, like I said, like yesterday was $1,000 a day, you know?
Yeah.
And like I say, my monthly income ranges anywhere between 2,000 to a little over 3,000. That's what my average going to this year. I remember 2 years ago when I was barely making $500 a month.
Yep.
And now is increased. So I don't know, man. People just get on one and they just don't. I don't know. Don't want to listen because first thing I see was
something to bitch about.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
I asked the guy two different guys. I said, is there a problem with the video? And then they, like I said, they don't even watch it. They didn't even take the time to watch it. All they did was read the title.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Right. So the playoffs at baseball, they play each team 3 times, and the winner of the
Well,
the winner of the 3 games goes through to the next round, do they?
Well, it depends on the level of the series. Now, at this
Yeah.
level, it is the best 3 out of 5. When you get to the, I think it's divisional
4 out of
level,
7.
it's best.
No, divisional's 3 out of 5 too. Only
3 out of
worse
No,
5
was 4
now?
out of 7.
it's 2 out of 3 at the moment because the
2 out of
Tigers
3,
beat
3 out of 5, 4
Right.
4 out of 7.
Tigers beat the Astros 2-0.
Okay. Now the Dodgers squeaked past the Padres 7-5 last night. And
Yeah, well, the Tigers got beat by the Guardians 7-0 yesterday,
yeah,
and they play the second game tomorrow.
yeah. So
So I don't know whether that's
the
3 games
Dodgers
or 5 games.
the Dodgers always scare me because they had the last 4 years, they've had either the best or one of the best seasons of anybody else in the league. And then they get knocked out in the first round. You know, last year San Diego put them out, and they're playing San Diego again this year. So I get a little nervous. I used to be the Cardinals were always the Dodgers' nemesis, or the Braves were always the Cardinals' nemesis. It's like the Dodgers can go undefeated if that ever can happen in baseball, and they'll lose to the Braves or the Cardinals. You know, I mean, and not just tweakers. I'm talking about just get trounced. I'm like, where was that awesome firepower and pitching power? You know, in the last 3 months of the season, now you guys can't strike out a little league team.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Padres play the Dodgers
It should be
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah. Well, I say tomorrow night. It's 1 o'clock our time in the morning, so it'll be. Well, if that's 1 o'clock Monday morning, that's tonight then, isn't it? 6 o'clock tonight they play.
I'll be back-to-back games then. So they played last night, so that means they got back-to-back. So they're not fooling around. Usually they give them like a day rest in between.
And the Tigers or Guardians is 9 o'clock tomorrow. So 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So that would be 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
That is assuming that it is putting my time on there, and I think it is.
Hey, Don.
I'm back. I was out. I just had to
And the
had to
Mets,
travel somewhere.
the Mets beat the Phillies 4-3.
Okay. That's all right.
Then they play on Tuesday.
Okay. Hmm. Not a big baseball fan or know much about it, so it's a bit new to me. So
Don't feel bad, Dominic. I watched about as much baseball last night I've had in probably the last 2 years. I watched 3 innings of Dodger baseball.
okay.
And
Oh, good to hear then.
all I was waiting to see was Otani come to plate, and I didn't see him that one time because I was switching back and forth, and I missed his at bat.
Oh, no.
That was it. So
Ah.
don't feel bad at all. I grew up playing the game. I love playing baseball. You know, as a kid growing up, I always felt
Ah.
I was a better baseball player than I was a football player, but I can't watch it.
No.
It is such a slow paced game. It's just
The Mets are playing the
crazy.
Phillies right now
Okay.
because it's at the end of 7. It's 4-3 to the Mets.
Okay. And here's Paul.
Hey, I'm back.
He's back.
All right, well, welcome back, sir.
Got a tug and barge coming up.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah, they're showing pictures right now of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Helene, some of the
Right.
damage. And
Right.
that's that Katrina, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see that article about those guys up near Asheville that were using their agricultural drones and other enterprise level drones helping first responders
Mhm.
deliver supplies and locating, damage reports and everything? I think it was Al that posted that.
Yeah, I'd say the agricultural drones would be the best thing for that because they can carry the biggest payloads.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah, that's Mayorkas came out. Mayorkas came out and had a fit and told them it was a TFR. They had to ground them all. And the FAA stepped in and said, there's no TFR,
Mm-hmm.
and told them fly them. Because the
Yeah.
people that were flying them weren't in the way of anybody. They knew what they were doing,
Right.
weren't
And
affecting anything.
Right, and that's why try to tell. I know Al was trying to get some people together and get a group. And I guess he reached out to the FEMA, and they turned him down. I told him, I said, go to the local authorities. They're
Yeah,
the ones who need the help right away now. FEMA may not
go
be
to
there for a
local.
couple of days. And like I told him, I said, the worst thing possible, you guys just be sent out to do GIS work, which is basically update the terrain and what's going on, because there's going to be communities that are no longer there.
That's right.
We're hearing reports of roads, bridges, whole neighborhoods being washed out. And like I
Yeah.
say, the only way you can coordinate your response is by having up-to-date mapping information.
Yeah.
I say everything that can fly should be out there flying, collecting that data so you can bring it back to the emergency operations center so they would know, okay, this is where we need to stage this gear here, there. This is what we have access to still. This is what we don't have access to, and so to speak. So there's one guy that was in one of the groups that was telling Al, "Oh, don't do it. They don't need your help." I said, "You'd be surprised," and that's why
Yeah.
I tell people all the time. I said, when it comes to emergency responses, according to the FEMA protocol, out of their own books, you're supposed to have coordinated efforts from not just federal agencies, but you're supposed to have it from your local agencies, nonprofits, other community groups in your community to aid in every way they can possibly can,
Right.
because those folks
Yeah.
may have information that the local authorities don't have. Everything from Red Cross, Knights of Columbus, Elks Club people, all these different service clubs are all supposed to be brought in, a representative supposed to be brought in to aid in any type of information. Their facilities may be used as a collection place or even a staging area if it's in a certain area. So, I don't know what the other guy was talking about.
Besides that, what you had to think of, if anything happens to you, what happens then?
Now they got a bunch of old Cajuns out from the bayou, call themselves the Cajun Navy.
Right, and that started back in
Yeah.
Katrina. Those guys went out
Yeah.
there in those airboats and were rescuing people left and right because, like I told
That's right.
those guys, I said FEMA can't be everywhere at all times, and I said they don't have the resources and they definitely don't have the
It's what
manpower.
it is.
You know, and I
Well,
say
wait.
any help you can give them, I'm sure will be appreciated, especially to those who are in need of that help.
Yeah, I was down when FEMA hit, when Katrina hit. I was doing pictures for a couple of magazines, and I was down in Lower Plaquemines, and the checkpoints down there were crazy. Walked
Mhm.
into the checkpoint, they looked at me, needed an ID, saw my credentials, checked, they said you're good, like that, and they told me, they said, they told me you're good, you'll be checked on, like that. I said okay. They said if we need you, just be prepared, you will be checked more than once.
Mhm. Right.
And I was down there for about 2 hours, and I must have had 15 police cars pull up on me, ask me for credentials.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it was like they wanted to make sure I was taking pictures and I wasn't looting or anything. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always those kind of precautions, but like I say, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
that's you beat on the ground, probably in a vehicle and all that kind of stuff. But I said, when you flying drones though, like I say, you know, you have a certain location, everybody's meeting up there, and you divvy up the airspace. You're flying this location out to a certain distance. The other
Yeah.
guy's flying another location out the distance. So, like I say, the checking on those individuals is easy because everybody's taking off and landing from the same location.
Right.
And then as you're able to move further towards the problem areas, same thing. You have a central location where everybody's flying out of, and you sit them out.
Yep. Real easy.
Yep. There he goes. Okay, I thought he's leaving again.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Go and get a Diet Pepsi.
He shouldn't go too far for that. He keeps him right there on the rack behind the TV.
Yeah, you're getting a Diet Pepsi and a Boston cream.
Oh man.
And
So
when
what's
you'll be in
going
the
on?
hospital more dehydrated.
Mm-mm. So what's going on down your neck of the woods, Dom? I haven't heard from their famous neighbor down New Zealand in quite a while. What's
Yeah,
his
I
name?
don't.
Bruce.
You're talking about
Yeah,
Bruce.
Yeah, yeah. I have not heard a hair out of him in
Yeah.
about at least 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he's not on Mikey's channel, but he will be on that other channel that they do.
Which one? Which one? He's not on the was it Drone Sundries or whatever it is he's
Yeah,
on
that's
every
it.
week?
Yeah.
He hasn't
yeah,
been on
Drone and
that?
Sundry with Gary.
He's not been on that
Right,
one
with
either.
Gary. Yeah, that's what I'm
Gary
saying. He just
Mortimer. Yeah.
with Gary, that's what I'm saying. He's been kind of MIA.
Yeah.
I was getting a little concerned that maybe his local township arrested him or something. I know they were having a little beef going on.
Yeah.
Or as my buddy from the East Coast, there's a little Donnybrook going on there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. No, the weather's starting to warm up. It just hasn't warmed up enough for me to
No.
enjoy it. We're still stuck in that early spring
Yeah,
feel at the moment.
Yeah, we can't shake the summer here. It's October 6th and it's 100 degrees.
Ah, we should be getting closer to that. We're
Yeah.
still stuck in the 70s.
We're
We,
54.
we've had an 80. We've had 180, and that was it. And we should have a few more. We should be in the 90s by now, really. But
Oh,
no,
boy.
it's just not happening.
Howdy, Sunstar.
Hey, Brenda. So, still a bit. Yeah. Okay. So, trying to find out where Murray's gone again. We're gonna have to put a bell on him.
That's what I was saying earlier when he
He's
was
back.
gone for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
needs
back.
an air tag.
Yeah.
just threw peanuts out there and they're just about all gone already. What the hell is
Huh.
going on?
Yeah.
They're storing up for the winter, Paul.
Mhm.
It's like folks at Costco getting toilet paper.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, that's what you call storing up for the hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I said those squirrels they're not slow. I said, hey, this guy keep throwing it, stocking the shelves. Let's go ahead and store them up.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
God, I've not heard half of these people that were in that son of a bitch. Other
Yeah.
than Julie Andrews, there was
Oh.
William Holden. I've heard of him.
William Holden. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an old Western actor for most part.
Richard Mulligan.
Yeah,
Richard
that was
Mulligan was in. Yeah.
he was the guy who used to play the lead role, Streets of San Francisco, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they looks right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big nose.
Jennifer Edwards.
Don't know that name.
one.
Robert Preston.
Not familiar with him.
Music Man.
Oh, I know who Robert Vaughn is.
Yeah.
Man
Yeah.
from Uncle. Robert
Yeah.
Vaughn. Man
Yeah.
from Uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marissa Behrens.
Yeah.
Berenot. No. Berenson.
Hmm.
Marissa Berenson. Never heard of her.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Robert Vaughn and him what plays Ducky. Ilya Kuryakin.
Yeah.
What the hell is that were in The Man from Uncle?
Yeah.
Now they got some peanuts.
Oh, great. Good.
How was he
Good news.
called? He played Ducky on NCIS,
Yeah.
and he was called Ilya Kuryakin
The Man from Uncle.
in The Man from Uncle. What was his real name?
Robert Vaughn.
No, it was the other one.
The blonde hair one. Vaughn was the dark hair guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vaughn was Napoleon Solo.
Hmm. I remember the character. I just remember Vaughn being a character because when we were stationed in Canada, off the coast of
Oh.
Newfoundland, that's when what Man from Uncle was piped in on the
Yeah.
Armed Forces channel. Back in that was between 67 through 69.
Yeah. Not working. My brain is not working.
Well, so we got the internet for.
Yeah, I'm just connecting now.
So we don't have to use our brains. Okay. Let me bring it here.
David McCallum.
That's it.
Yep. David McCallum and Robert Vaughn.
I could not think of his name.
Yeah.
as in, yeah, ducky.
Mm.
So lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
Yeah, Dr. Mallard.
Yeah,
Mhm.
could not think of it.
I don't know if you guys can see this or not on here, but this barge has got a line out here, and it almost looks like somebody's in the water hanging out of that line floating behind it.
Okay. Let me check.
Probably a boy.
Weird.
Maybe it's what's I'm trying to think.
Could
Was
be
it,
another tow line if somebody else comes to help them or whatever, but
yeah, I was just thinking of one of the movies, The Bourne Identity. Didn't he do that in in one of those movies? He jumped in the water and caught one of the tow lines from a barge or something. Maybe it might have been another movie. Oh, Justin's
Ray, how
home.
was your weekend?
Like I say, 3-day weekend for me. I worked, like I say, flew Friday, flew Saturday. The dad just got back a little while ago, taking the wife out to dinner. So that's it. I actually bought some movies from off the Voodoo or Fandango. I bought which ones? Let me go back here. Which ones did I buy again? Let me pull it up. I bought Killer's Game with Stista. Supposed to be an action comedy. I might watch that tonight. And then I bought one. It's a little no-name movie with called The Thicket. It's like a cowboy movie with Peter Dinklage in it. Peter Dinklage, Juliette Lewis.
Yep.
Let me see what else. The rest are a bunch of no-name folks. Those are about the two named people that I'm familiar with. But it's supposed to be a pretty feisty little Western. So I might watch that tonight to check it out. But I guess what I seen from the trailer, Dinklage is just some kind of bounty hunter. And he's kicking some serious tail. So I'll have to check that out.
Justin's home.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
Justin is home.
Yeah, just put in the chat.
Yeah. I'll wait till he gets in here and I'll give him Don and I's impression of what happened.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're home.
Oh,
There's no
man.
place like home, especially if you spent the day in the hospital, poking and prodding. Plus they had IVs running them and in them and everything. Well, we were trying to talk him into getting a catheterization.
Oh, man.
Well, they'll have to start putting them boards up on the windows now. I bet he wish he was still in hospital.
Well, he's got a couple of days to worry about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
We have to make sure we get his wife on at the same time so she can verify this story that he's about to tell.
She
I
was,
should
she
say,
was, she was on
She
I
was
should
in
say,
the hospital room with him. She was talking to us.
She was
Is that
talking
right?
to us.
I said that this yarn that Justin's going to spin for us. Far as what he's going to tell us, it's going to probably be a bolt of lightning came down and struck him down, and and he survived without a scratch. Just took his breath away.
She was there talking to us at the same time.
Go lay down. Go lay down.
Oh, man.
Go lay down.
Oh, Dom, is Paul coming on tonight?
Yep,
Okay.
I'll be on in about an hour.
Yeah. I figure that's why I was asking.
8
I
p.m.
know.
Eastern, if you.
Yeah, I noticed he's been doing. I guess what we call. It's not a silent stream, but it's just a extended stream
Relax,
he's been doing lately.
relax noises.
Yeah, relaxing noises. Or I thought it was
Yeah.
just videos, whatever. Wasn't sure.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
He's put in music tracks and relaxation noises for people to study during the day with.
Hmm.
Now, Cyril Hatton won the Dunhill Alfred Dunhill Cup at St Andrews for the third time now.
Hmm.
With his dad walking with him as well at the same time. It's the first time his dad's been with him when he's won. It's getting to be a thing that Robert McIntyre won the Canadian Open with his dad caddying for him.
Well, how old is his dad?
Well, I don't know the pros. McIntyre's not an old guy. He's less than 30.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
dad
that's
would
why I
have
said.
probably in his 50s.
Yeah, I said that could be an issue at the end of that round.
Yeah.
Because I know if I was caddying for one of my sons at my age, there'll be a serious come to Jesus talk at the end of that 18 holes.
I'm not sure how old Cyril Hatton is.
Yeah.
But again, probably 30s.
Yeah. And I'm sure Joe can attest to this. He having kids, we both having kids about the same age. It just gets to a point where you're no longer the father figure, is that now you're just a regular guy around them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and they at times they forget who you are until they can talk to you kind of crazy. He said, "Hold up to the
Yep.
cowboy. Let me straighten you out real quick."
I used to tell Justin was sitting there one day, was when he was living here with me.
Uh-huh.
And he was sitting over there and his girlfriend gave him some chocolates. And I said, throw me one of them. He goes, no. I said, I just want one. He says, you're not getting one. I said, I just want one. He says, you don't need one. I said, well, you're gonna go, I'll know where they'll be in your room. He says, and if you come in my room and take one, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot you in your knee. Like that. And I said, well, you're gonna go to sleep. I'll shoot you through the door. You know? So that's how we talk to each other. I said, I'll
Yeah.
just shoot you through the freaking door, you know? Then I'll come get my chocolate.
So Justin says they rescheduled his training class.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they'd have to. They closed.
Now, what's he probably doing with the buses? This is for regular
Child
transportation buses or school buses?
School bus.
School
School
bus.
bus.
He's a school bus monitor.
Oh boy. Is he gonna be like the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah,
Mm.
that
Riding
Yeah.
the bus with
Bueller.
Yeah, and just see him. If you don't shut up, I'm gonna be throwing somebody out of that window.
the
no. One.
Funny.
Lay down.
I'm gonna drop out. So we'll
See-
see you guys later.
Okay, Dominic,
Right,
hey,
Dom.
thanks for being here, buddy.
Later,
No
Dominic.
worries. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Look at the way they're going on about this. I take it that the guy that's won the Sanderson Farms is a first-time winner.
No. Now, is that on the European tour?
No, that's the USA.
Oh, PGA?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sanderson
I-
Farms is the PGA. The Alfred Dunhill Cup is the European Tour. That's at St Andrews every year.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyrrell Hatton's the first one to win it 3 times.
Yeah. I used to watch a lot of golf years ago, and I just kind of let it slide off. I couldn't even tell you who the top golfers in the world are anymore.
Not the same ones that were 5 years ago. It changes that quick nowadays.
Yeah, I guess because you said 5 years ago. I'm like, man, I remember I started watching golf when I guess right at the end of Palmer and
Arnold
would be-
Palmer and who else?
I'm trying to think of the other guy.
Jack Nicklaus,
Jack
Tony
Jack
Nicholas,
Nicklaus.
Harry
I remember-
Player.
I remember, yeah, Gary Player, the guy from Australia. They used to call him the Shark. Greg Norman. I started watching golf when those guys were playing, and they were still playing a decade later.
Yeah, that was
You
in
know?
the 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I started watching golf way back then.
Yeah.
Those guys were still playing into the 90s, and then like I say, when and then what's his name towards the late 80s, the big guy, and ended up being he's an alcoholic. He's built dry the ball 400 yards in his sleep.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Stuff.
God.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, he had a good run for a couple of years, and
I
then
watched him playing with the other day, John Daly.
John Daly, yes, that's his name, and stuff.
He played around the golf with Bryson DeChambeau on his YouTube channel the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when
The
then
whole
Tiger,
the whole front of his golf buggy is a fridge.
yeah, like I said, when Tiger came on the scene, it just took it to a whole another level of people watching and people playing and stuff. But like I say, when Tiger fell off, it's kind of like
Well, Scotty Scheffler's doing it now.
yeah. Like I said, there was really it wasn't really a real strong group who came behind Tiger. Like you said, those guys are in and out.
Yeah.
5 years. I'm like, wow.
And that young lad from, is it Norway? Ludvig Aberg.
Hmm.
He's come out of the college system in America,
Mm-hmm.
become a pro, and I think this is his first full season, and
Hmm.
he's come in the top 10 in all of the majors.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I think he came second in the Masters.
Oh wow. Yeah. Because I remember when Tiger came up, there was, like I said, the Phil Mickelson. There was a guy out of Spain that was very good also during that era.
Jose Maria Olazabal.
Might have been that
Yeah.
now. I want to say Maldonado, something like that. And then you had the guy who used to talk a lot, but never won a tournament, especially if Tiger was in it.
John Rahm as well.
Yeah.
And
But
obviously there was Seve.
Sebi.
Seve Ballesteros.
Yeah, Sebi. That's what I'm thinking about from Spain, right? He's from Spain. Yeah. Sebi.
He's
Yeah.
dead.
He's what?
He died a few years ago. Brain tumor.
Wow. Didn't know that. Didn't know that at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys all came around the same
no.
time, around the early 90s, and they're on top of the game for at least the next, the 90s into the
Oh yeah.
early 2000s, mid 2000s. I would say up probably around 2015, they were still on the tour winning tournaments.
Yeah. and now they're all on the seniors tour winning tournaments.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for Faldo. Faldo's commentating.
Yeah, Nick Faldo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always liked Flaherty. Flaherty always brought a little bit of
David
comedy.
Fetty. Yeah.
He always had a little bit of comedy in his tone, but he was respectful and comedic at the same time.
Yeah. He used to have an interview program on Sky Sports, which was really good.
Yeah. And I think I don't know who the commentators are now, but
well, Fetty now commentates on the Live Golf Tour.
Mm-hmm.
The one that the Arabs set up.
Yeah.
Which is now coming back into the fold again.
Yeah, I think that was a big mistake for the players to allow that to happen. There are just certain things that just don't need to be separated. And a lot of them all jump ship just because of the money, period. It wasn't that it was a better quality.
But they suddenly realised they weren't getting the world ranking points anymore and the Ryder Cup points and presidents. So America were losing half of their players that they played on the teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they realised then that maybe we should do something about this.
Yeah. Yeah. And the same thing happened back in the
team matches.
Yeah. Like I said, the same thing happened in IndyCar racing back in the, I want to say, mid 80s, when they used to be called the PG something. Everybody was on a cart, basically. PG kart was the governing body of Indy racing. And then it split into two different ones. And like Indy racing was never the same. And that's why it kind of fell off the map, because Formula One has always been Formula One. But here in America, Indy Racing Series was our Formula One here in the States.
Well, yeah, they use Formula One style cars, don't they?
Yeah. Well, like I say, they split in two different leagues. So the only race that they all came back together was the Indy 500.
Go lay down.
But other than that, they were racing different venues and all this kind of stuff. And like I say, the people are not going to. People lose interest. They're not able to follow because, like I say, it's all about television rights. And if you're not on TV, you're not getting seen. People don't know who you are, all this kind of stuff and everything else. And it really hurt the Indy racing.
Yeah, Fittipaldi went over to drive there, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Fittipaldi, yep. There's been a couple of guys. Juan Pablo Montoya went over to Indy, and he went to stock car racing for a while, NASCAR, whatever you want to call it nowadays. So, but there's a couple who've made a good transition, and that's why I feel it's kind of sad that the opposite has not happened for American drivers who have dominated over here, but didn't feel the need to go over and be in Formula One.
Yeah, well, the trouble is they could only turn left.
Yeah, well, for NASCAR guys, I get it. For the IndyCar guys, they raced enough. We call them circuit street courses, whatever, and they could have got into it. I remember, when like Danny Sullivan was at top of the Indy racing division in the '90s. I think it was like late '80s, '90s. I felt he had dominated enough that he should have took at least attempted to go over to Formula One and see how he measured up and go from there.
Yeah.
But there's been some other ones. Now they're talking about, because now these teams in Formula One are also teams that are vested in American racing.
Yeah.
And that's what they're talking about. These drivers are starting to look at being interchangeable now. Where when during the off season of Formula One, which is very short as it is, they go in and race in maybe 1 or 2, 3 handful of American races, either be a NASCAR or Indy racing, and then when Formula One picks up, they jump back into Formula One, circuit. So, so basically, like they're saying, right now, I think the one kid that left Sargent, he's going back to American racing, and I guess there's somebody else. I don't know, it was Liam Larson or somebody else who's potentially going to race on both circuits and whenever they can. But I think it adds a little more. Just like with Danny Rick, you know, Red Bull kind of did him dirty, but that's politics of racing. That if you don't produce, you're gonna get shown the door.
Yeah.
That's just that's any sport for the most part. If you're not producing, you're not gonna have a seat very long.
No,
So,
that's
and that's why I kept trying to tell people. I said, how are you gonna skip over the young guy from Japan, Sonoda? How are you gonna skip over him when he's been out qualifying and out earning points over Danny Rick? And it's about giving Danny Rick Perez a seat. I said, that would be the ultimate backstab if they did something like that.
yeah. I mean, it's the same thing that happened in the motorbike racing when Rossi turned up, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why I think it would have been nicer if they would allow the Andretti family to go ahead and get a team and bring that American presence 100% to the sport. Because now I guess the talk is he's supposed to be trying to buy out Renault, take over the Renault team.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't know. I think they should let him come in with his own team. I guess they had a deal with
Yeah. Well, I mean,
General Motors or whatever, Cadillac, General Motors, Chevy, whatever you want to call them. He had a deal with them.
That with Petronas, didn't he? In the superbikes, and that only lasted a few years.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how it works out. But I think it'd be nice for the Andretti name to come back into Formula One.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause my thing is the dad did win a championship. The couple of years he was there in Formula One. So I mean, just out of that, you at least should give him a shot. Even though this is the son, not the dad, but the family name does bring interest.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
All they need to do is get a mobile museum of Mario Andretti's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That to every race meet, and that'll pull people in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, come on, move. Go.
And my biggest thing is it brings new fans and even old fans into the seats, because they're like you and I. You and I remember the years back in the late 70s when the father drove in Formula One, late 70s, early 80s and stuff. And like I tell people all the time, I mean, me growing up, but getting slot car tracks for Christmas and stuff like that. I remember, you know, the box covers having Jackie Stewart on there, Mario Andretti, and a few other famous racers back then. You know, being on the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like I said, those guys sold more than just drove cars. They sold toys, they sold hobby stuff and everything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Jack Brabham.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how I got my attachment to Formula One, was through that system of, you know, AFX Racing, you know, because they had detailed those cars as close as they could to the ones you saw, you know, because Formula One wasn't televised over here hardly at all. We would see the Monaco Grand Prix. That's about it every year. And very rarely we might see the Canadian Grand Prix every once in a while.
Racing at Laguna Seca. I don't it was really big over there, was it?
No, it didn't get televised. The Laguna Seca race never got televised. They were televised every once in a while, the Canadian Grand Prix, or either when Detroit had a race in the city of Detroit, that got televised. And I think that was about it, what we got here in America for a long time.
Is the street race at Vegas fairly new?
Well, Vegas had it for about, I think, 2 or 3 years back in the, I want to say 90s. I think Vegas had it then, but like I said, it didn't last. So now Vegas is getting it back. This will be the second year coming up in November. And like I said, now you're talking about you have a series of 5 races in the Americas now. You start in Canada, Miami, Austin, Texas, Mexico City, and then you got the ones down in Brazil, either down in Sao Paulo or one of the other locations in Brazil they race at.
Yeah. Austin was the same time as Spin Up, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And in the Vegas race, pretty close to the Vegas meetup.
Right. It's a week apart.
Mm.
It's a week apart. That's why I say the Vegas meetup is the weekend of Veterans Day, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then the Vegas race is the next following weekend.
Yeah.
And that's why Bob is really pushing it, because those people, for the place they had the rooms at, people want to get those rooms.
Yeah.
So they're getting ready for, one of the biggest events that are held in the city, as far as people coming in there. Now, I was really seriously trying to go to it last year, but I didn't know until almost the last couple of months that the race was going to be at night. And I don't mean like, it starts at 5 o'clock,
Oh,
6
yeah,
o'clock in the evening. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh no.
It's the same as the ones in Saudi Arabia and Dubai. They have them at night, otherwise the tarmac's too hot.
Yeah, well, I say Vegas that time of year, I think they could get away with starting that race around, I would say 6 to 7 p.m., not at 10 or 11 o'clock p.m.
Mm.
I mean, that's to me, that's a tough sell, one, for television, right? Because, like I say, stateside, that race is in the middle of the night pretty much.
Yeah.
Stateside. I mean, for me locally, it's going to be 10 o'clock at night. East Coast time is now 2 o'clock. It's going to be 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, 10 o'clock at night is going to be
and it's going to be 5 in the morning for you, or
5 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 in the morning for you guys. So I'm like, no, that's not good for television rights. It's really a bad timing. So I felt, you push that back about another 5 hours. I think it makes the race a little interesting to me, that now you got to worry about managing the tire due to the potential heat issues at the start of the race. And then you can sit there on those hard tires at the end of the race, like they do anyway.
Yeah.
You start off with a pair of softs, and you might go 2 laps. You got to come in and pit, but you might start off the race on hards if the tarmac's that hot.
Yeah.
You can see. Let's have to see. Well, I'm gonna still be here, but I'm gonna go shut down my camera. And Mike, I got a cheesecake with my name on it. Got brought back from the restaurant. So, excuse me.
Oh dear. And JDS.
JDS.
Mm.
Yes.
And I miss Brian as well. Hi, Brian.
I don't have the chat up. Can't see who's there.
Mm. Well, the past 10 messages have all been JDS. But his last one was be right back. Then Justin.
Yeah, I heard Justin was home.
They just called me and rescheduled the class. Then Brian and Brenda. TJ. Michael.
TJ must be working, huh?
probably. And Michael and Don, and he's gone as well. What else? Dusty. Though he's not said anything for a while. And Sam.
JDS.
That's about it. And Jody. Must be nearly going dark there now.
No, go, 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 go,
Ain't it, Paul?
go, please. Go. Go, please.
It's 7 o'clock at night there now. It must be pretty much getting dark.
Not yet. He's still
What do
pretty
you
bright.
guys think?
Yeah,
Oh, had it? Okay,
yeah, I'm editing. I'm editing a couple of flights today.
yeah. Mark, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Joe
that's all right, Paul.
and Dre, I hope you're enjoying your cake. We'll see all of you again tomorrow. Bye
Make me
for
want
now.
cheesecake.